So, Outriders released a brand new update, New Horizon, and it's made several, huge changes in the game. So a lot of people will be questioning, is it worth playing Outriders again since the update? Is it worth coming back to the game? Should you be playing the game right now? All of those questions, and in this video I'm hoping to give you the answer you are looking for. So I'm going to start this off with the negatives to this update. There are not too many, but the first one and the most important one is the connection seems to be dreadful. Not only when you're playing are you getting yellow and red bar connections with other players, even if you all have good connections yourselves, but matchmaking and actually finding people to play with seems to be an absolute nightmare. I have sat there for upwards of 3, 4, even 5 minutes looking for a single match to not find one. And then sometimes you could sit there for, let's say, 3 minutes looking for a match. You finally get into one, and I play on the Series X just to let you know my platform. But you could finally get into one after 3 minutes, and instead of getting the blue loading screen, you get the black one with the white logo in the middle that spins around, and it says party joining failure, for whatever reason. So getting into a match since this update has been horrible. And sometimes when you are playing, the connection is dreadful, you're lagging all over the place. It can be a bad experience, but on the other hand, playing solo, and sometimes with the matchmaking, if you have a good time with it, you can have a really, really good time. They've added extra expeditions into the game. There are 4 of them. They're longer than your typical Boomtown and Chem Plant and things. They take longer in general, and the scenery's cool. There's different bosses than what we've experienced through the original expeditions that launched with the base game. There's no brand new standout bosses, but they are different to what we've played in the end game so far, so it's a nice fresh experience. The timer has been removed from the expeditions, so you no longer have to spec into a specific DPS build. You can jump in with any build you want, you can take as long as you need to, and as long as you just complete the expedition, you still get fully rewarded. Alongside that, Tiago, the legendary vendor, you can now re-roll his entire stock to get 3 new weapons and 4 new legendary gear pieces show up. And you can also purchase yourself a random legendary from Tiago if you fancy trying your luck. Alongside the addition of the new expeditions, you have Eye of the Storm now having its typical rewards for completion, but you will also be shown a weapon and 2 gear pieces as a 3-choice bonus reward for completing the expedition, and you can pick one of them, all legendary pieces, completely free. Just for completing it, you get a bonus reward. They've also made a lot of bug fixes, they've made changes to legendary gear sets, they've made some of the gear in this game a lot more viable, so you have more of a build variety to have more fun in the game. There are other bugs as well, so things like you possibly could have lost some of your firepower. I had a 99.4k air to the desert, that went down to 58,000, I lost 40,000 firepower. And there are probably other bugs in there as well. But overall, I'm going to say it's 100% worth jumping back onto this game. I think the new expeditions are fun. It's a fresh bit of experience. There's a full-on expansion coming up next year, known as World Slayer. So right now, I'm going to say it's worth jumping back into. But if you've played a lot of the game, the only things that are new is the removal of timers and expeditions, the 4 new expeditions, and the re-rolling of Tiago's stock. So if you've played a lot of it, you might not want to jump back in. But if you haven't played too much, if you're brand new to the game, I would say it's definitely worth checking out. They've fixed a lot of issues the players were having, and they've also added new stuff into the game to kind of tide you over until the expansion comes. We don't know which part of 2022 it's coming, but I believe it will be fairly early in the year, just based on them alone saying that the new expeditions should tide you over until the release of the expansion. So yeah, a few bugs here and there. I have done another video, it's already on the channel, letting you know all of the changes since this update was released. But overall, I'm going to say it's 100% worth jumping on, checking out. The gameplay itself's a lot smoother, you have a much better build variety, a lot more things are viable now, and you've got some new stuff to play as well. And that's going to do it for this video. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed it.